One thing to keep in mind as you're putting together a tree with the sagebrush armatures is you want to do these internal parts here first. So it's going to be a lot easier to get that one glued in there if you don't have things glued out here. So I like to work from the top and the inside out and the top down generally when I'm putting this together. Something else I've also decided after I bought this mat, thinking it would look nice and professional and give me a nice big place to work on. I don't like it. It's too distracting. Can't see the branches as well with the gray and the white in the background, so I'm going to swap that out. It's time to go ahead and get this tree finished, so watch how I complete it. Yeah, I much prefer a simple flat colored background. Nice cheap piece of poster board will work just fine. And if it gets too dirty and needs to be replaced, I just throw it out, replace it, no big deal. Dropped a piece of, or I broke a piece off that I'd already put green on, so we'll throw that back in there. Now I've got, this is another thing I wanted to talk about that might be easier to see with the black background, but we've got some pieces here coming together pretty close, and I don't want that, so I'm going to cut some of those out. And I've done that as I've been adding to this, and when I have some that are competing for space there, I just try and take them out. So I do that as I'm putting the tree together. Alright, so now I have put a lot of the branching on. Just got these lower branches to work on now. It's coming together pretty well, filling out. I don't know what kind of tree I'll call it, but I like how it's coming together. And for the verdict on glue, I much prefer the hot glue to the hobby tack. There might be a place for that hobby tack, but boy, I tell you what, this hot glue is a whole lot better, in my opinion, for doing all of this, adding branching material to your tree armature. I like to be able to put a little glue on there, stick my piece in place, and know that it's going to hold place and stay where I put it. And dry real quick so that I can go on to the next piece, do the same thing, place my branching on there. So that's my opinion, that's what I prefer. Let's go ahead and finish this puppy. Now it's time to start adding some leaf material. I actually took this outside and sprayed some matte clear spray paint on it because I didn't want to be breathing all of that in inside, and brought it in and then started applying the green. And then I decided I'm going to go ahead and just use some hairspray and spray glue, things that don't have quite as bad a smell, although even with that, personally I would want to wear a respirator or do it outside if I'm doing a lot of it. You'll often have to respray a little bit to make sure that things you're putting on will adhere well, and to make it more sticky, and add glue to receive some more of the leaves. And then I like to just use the stuff that's dropping into my container underneath and pull that up and use it, because a lot of that drops through. This does seem to work better for me though than trying to dip it into a big container of the leaf material. I prefer to just sprinkle it all over the material. So I decided to leave a few bare branches down there. I like the look of that. And so now we've got things pretty well covered in leaves, and we need to go scrape away some of these that we don't want on the inner branches. Since I am using at this point primarily just hairspray, stick that on. And I've tried to spray primarily on the outer sections, and so that's where most of my spray has gone. So we'll get this cleaned up and we'll have a final tree to show you.